Hello and welcome to the first video of my LCS 2024 preview series where we're going to cover 100 Thieves, a team that has scaled back for sure. I think made some cost-cutting moves and, is just fielding a roster at this point. The LCS, of course, dropping down to 8 teams this year. We'll see how that pans out. In 2021, 100 Thieves went 40-23. In last year's regular season, they went 26-10. However, in 2023, they went 17-19, tearing down the roster they had that had been going to Worlds repeatedly and struggling at the international event, but getting there and having a seat at the table, to a weird roster last year with Bjergsen and Doublelift that then would be scaled back to Quid and Doublelift. Unforgiven being in an 80 carry role in the academy system. Just a weird situation. So they've made changes because they had Tenacity in top lane actually to start last year and then brought back Someday. So everybody but Quid is gone from last year's roster. Someday, Closer, Doublelift, Busio, all gone. And Tenacity is still technically under contract, but not as a player. And then they brought in River, Meech, and Isla from outside the organization. So Meech being an NACL player, and then River and Isla from Golden Guardians and EG respectively. Now in top lane they have Sniper at 17 years old. He's been a prodigy for years now. His older brothers, I think he has two older, maybe he has a younger. Regardless, he's the younger brother of Viper, who played in the LCS a few years back. A finesse top laner, 17 years old. Last year, I believe he had some mental health things going on. It was too much for him. He backed off for a bit, took a break. And I am concerned how the grind of a schedule will do for him. 28 games last year, 3 KDA, 8 CS per minute, 42.5 KP. That is the epitome of I am on an island, I am solo side lane pushing, and I am not involved. And that is not going to work in the LCS and in pro play at this level, so we'll see how he adapts. He's a young player, and I'm sure there will be bumps in the road. 20.9 gold share, 488 damage per minute, 20.8 damage share. Now the concern is his splits at 15. So at 15 minutes in the academy leagues, he's behind. 290 gold, 3 CS, 160 XP. That's not going to work. You cannot be against LCS top laners and be behind against academy tops. It's just not going to transpire like that. Like, you need to get better in the early stages of the game. And one may wonder, well, he's 17 years old. What do you expect? And that's true, but that's also why you don't see 17-year-olds playing in the LCS or in the LPL, pays in the LCK. You're not going to find many, right? You're going to find, oh, but what about this one time? Okay, well, that one time. Well, what about this? How many players have ever played in LOL esports? And now divide the 17-year-olds by that, and you're going to get the percentage, and you're going to know, yeah, well, it's unlikely, right? It's not common. 18 solo kills, though, so he's aggressive. 11 champions played. Jax, Fiora, and Olaf accounting for 43% of his matches. In the jungle, you have River. River is the best player on this team. River is world class. He could probably play in the LCK, to be honest with you. 24 years old. He's excellent. He's very good. He can carry bad teams and make them look good. 86 games played, 3.8 KDA, 5.4 CS per minute, 71 KP. So average in those roles in the stat department. 18.7 gold share, 354 damage per minute, 16 damage share. On average, up 95 gold, down 2 CS, 50 XP, 6 solo kills, 21 champions played. He can give you carries, he can give you facilitators, he can do it all. River is super good. I can't sing his praises enough. Ever since those runs with PSG, I have been following River closely and consider him to be the best LCS jungler. Honestly, probably better than Blabber. Sejuani Maokai Vai, 43% of his games. In mid lane, you have Quid. Average age of this roster, by the way, 21.2 years old. Quid is 19. We're only going to look at his summer stats, not his LCK spring in Challengers. 20 years old, 2.7 KDA, 9.2 CS per minute, 75.4 KP. They fought around Quid. 3 out of every 4 kills is a lot. Very high resources, so 100 Thieves played a very slow style of game last year. Let's get to the mid to late game and then fight. Young player, new to America, barely speaks English, and in a high profile situation. So do I expect him to do great? No, but honestly, I thought he lived up to expectations. If you were tempered and you were realistic about it. 23-3 gold share, 618 damage per minute, 32% of the team's damage. That is a ton of damage out of a rookie mid laner with a player like Doublelift alongside him and things like that. Like, that is a lot. At 15 minutes, he was down 140 gold, 1 CS up, 25 XP ahead. 4 solo kills, 6 champions played. Azir and Jace and Tristana were his 3 most played. They accounted for 15 of the 20 games. A player that I hope that takes the next step this year. You know, as communication gets better, River is obviously going to help him, I imagine. This is a team that I think, if Quid takes the next step and Sniper is not, it's tough. This is a tough call. This is a rebuild angle for 100 Thieves. River joining the team makes it kind of weird, but at the same time, I think there's a lot to be said for some of these players. Meech in the 80 carry role, 22 years old. Some people wondered why I didn't have him in my bot lane or prospect video. Frankly, he was older than I was 21 and younger. And these stats are good, but they're not great, if you will. So 88 games, 5.1 KDA, 9.5 CS per minute, 68 KP. They're solid. They're good. But is he dominating NACL in stats? Now, keep in mind, I don't watch the games. I say that all the time. I don't watch Academy games. So he might look better in the video and in VODs than the stats indicate. So there's that. 24-3 gold share, 747 damage per minute. It's very good, though. 31% of damage. So Quid is not going to have to deal all the damage on this team. It seems like Meech has some aggression to him. On average, up 250 gold, 3 CS, had 10 solo kills, and 14 champions played. Xayah, Aphelios, Lucian account for 57% of his games. He had a bunch of pentakills as well. A player that's going to have a little bit of hype around him, and maybe that'll take some pressure off of Sniper and Quid. I hope so, especially for Sniper's sake, because like I said, he's already, at least from what I believe was the rumors, that he was having issues last year. Another veteran on the team will be Isla, 24 years old, played with FlyQuest and Evil Geniuses last year. In 46 games, he had a 3.7 KDA, 76.7 KP, 140 damage per minute. Involved. He's always there for his team in team fights. 3 out of every 4 kills. Didn't die a ton. Played alongside Prince and then Unforgiven. 303 vision score per minute. Would place about 7 wards every 5 minutes. And then a nice thing, he cleared as many wards as he put down control ward wise. So 2 control wards every 5 minutes and 2 wards cleared every 5 minutes. 16 champions played. Rakan, Lulu, and Rel were his only 3 champions that he played, I believe, more than 3 times all year. And they accounted for 61% of his games. So we'll see how he does alongside Meech in the bot lane. And then lastly, it's Golden Glue for coach. I believe they've brought on some of the Golden Guardian staff, but Golden Glue is the head man right now. No experience as a head coach at the top level. He has been an academy coach for some time. Obviously a former journeyman mid laner in the academy scene, so he has been around the block, and we'll see how he does. I guess he fits with the double rookie. You could argue 2.5 rookies on this team, and Isla's only played for 1 full season at the LCS level, and I mean Rivers, of course, a veteran, but this team, it's more interesting than a team like Shopify, which we'll get to, in terms of, oh, you brought in these players. Like, this is an interesting team. This has some players in it with some pop, and will make me want to watch 100 Thieves games just to see how these players progress. So that's it for the video. Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube supporter. And I hope to see you again tomorrow.